Majesty of Soul is a podcast featuring a British Vietnamese entrepreneur, Fintech founder and CEO, Ms. Great Britain finalist, acclaimed neuroscience coach, devoted mother of three, and doctoral researcher in AI for education. She is the visionary creator of NeuroLegacy, the world's leading framework for reprogramming the family brain, empowering families to build generational wealth together in deep alignment with abundance, joy, and purpose.
How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
It's nice to be with you here today.
Before
First
I-
of all, before I kick off, I wanted to give you a random applause and congratulations for becoming official neuroscience coach. Why did you decide for neuroscience and how you feel about it?
So, it's nothing much, neuroscience is something I just come across, and never ever can I imagine that I get really, really interested inside of this topic. As you know, we always developed our path of the soul work across the life that once we came across to each other, right? And then there are lots of things that we cannot explain in terms of science. And neuroscience is just a perspective that explains for every spirituality aspect that cannot answer in your daily questions, and eventually it's go back down to the brain power and how much your brain powers capacity you can generate, you can change your life, you can shape your destiny, you can reinform new forces of new pathways of life, also can do miracle.
So does it deal with day-to-day like questions, or like, for example, who am I? What do I do on this earth? What path will I go to? Is that this direction, or?
It's kind of, yes, it's you the way of neuroscience is like for you to look at the way of life. It's like a way of life, I would say, that from your brain, your thoughts patterns, you can literally rewire it every day, every seconds of your life, and it's interesting you ask that questions because this is quite a deep one. Lots of people wandering around on the earth and still cannot figure out the purpose of life.
I've noticed that. I see when I speak about, I don't like to speak about religions and politics, but I see if I touch base those topics that every people engage depends of demographics, where you are and what politics and what religion, and they are trying to really like convey to me a message. That conversation, it's too much. I don't want to.
It's a vast, massive.
Very surprisingly.
It is.
Because that should be actually the questions you ask yourself. Okay, who am I? What do I do here? And where I like to go?
Yeah, it's a massive, massive questions. So before I have children, right, I have a different purpose of life without even me knowing that. And, what can spirituality can help us to connect the thing of your brains and the mind and the way of you thinking of life is really, really, really important.
So tell us about the part of your life before that, because you, as I could see on public news, you've been like in a lot of interviews for media. You stand in front of a committee. You went with a delegation to Brazil, was on the Olympics. You shaking hands with Putin. I'm not sure if I can say it right now. Is that? But it's still something very special.
Yeah, I've met lots of presidents and ministers of many countries, and a lot of agreements between countries and countries to support the Paralympic movements. So before that, I did think at one point in my life, I manifested that career, I just like from a young 20-year-old, I just want to go into life with my energies, compassions, passions, whatever I can, I just burn inside and I go in that. I wish like there was one time I was just looking at the sky and I was just like, okay, I'm just like, I'm not sure if it's that even a career, you know, but if I can do a career that can help me to, of course, maintain my life, my living life, and my family, and also like make impact for other people. And also when I can look back and I feel fulfilled, I feel content. And a few months later, I got the job, and it was the wildest dream of the wildest dream. And now with the children on the side, I never know that exactly what manifestations at that time, what does it really is. And I just know that, okay, I did really put that thought, and I did actually manifested you as well, you know, from
Oh, really? I'm like, you
half of-
created me.
no, I think you would argue the same, that you manifested myself and my life into yours. I think it's a co-work of earth in the earth, like somewhere our vibrations, our frequency matches, you know, and it's out of the blue from different countries, half of the world around. We two people meet each other and created, you know,
Before we
the marriage
dive
life
into that,
ahead.
I would be very interested. How is it like? Because it's a next level, you know, to have a normal conversation, or even sitting on a podcast, or going on a big stage where thousands of people sitting there and millions of people can watch it. So I think the most of the people, they're melting in that moment, and they don't get a word out, and their voice going to be shaky, like hello, or something like that. So how did you manage that?
Yeah, that's one of the things I really wants to teach the children in the future, you know, once they go into the big stage, and where is their moment to deliver the speech. I have done so many big speeches in my life.
Freestyle or script?
So I would say the most successful speech that I have experienced is like the one with no script. So usually before the event, one day my team would prepare me like one pages of script, and what should I say, what aspect should I cover. But whenever I touch base with that, or whenever I hone that, it doesn't work. You know, my brain just like resists that kind of like information, because like it's not natural for me. And when you shift it from the brain to readings from something already there programmed for you, to like a natural flow state. And you know, flow state is one of the most powerful state of the mind, that you let it flow naturally, and you would feel like the universe with you in alignment, and all the information you need is download there, is already in you. All the information you need to speak out is already there. Just like
Agree.
just like your life, and your life, when you have a script of your life, you want 5 years to do this, 10 years to do this, like a lot of, you know, leaders, companies, entrepreneurs, they do 5 years target, 10 years target. It's good to have a script in life, so you navigate where you're going. But
Absolutely.
the universe or God or the higher power or the divine, whatsoever you call it, has a different script for your life. So when you're in the flow state, you let it happening naturally, you're gonna be successful regardless of what you're doing, and also successful in alignment with your life purpose as well, you know, not like by controlling. Because half of my life, until I always think, okay, I am just good in that aspects or that areas, or I am, my brain was programmed to understand that, oh, I should do just that. Fintech industry, entrepreneurship, I'm never good in mothering, you know, like family life with children and stuff. And that's what have been inside of me, the voice inside of me telling me what exactly I am good at or bad at,
Who's
or
that
not
voice?
good. So that voice inside of you is, you know, your mind, your thoughts. Our brain has like,
I
you know,
think exactly 60,000 thoughts flow inside someone's
Yeah.
mind.
every day, as you know, right? And it's never stop. So it just like keep giving you informations, and you have to understand at some point.
To be fair, that's pathetic, because, like, you know, it's very limited with the ability and the knowledge. If you would see, like, the moment you born, you would record it, it would be just everywhere where you give your attention to it, right? But it wouldn't be the vast knowledge of the entire universe, which your mind cannot be connected, obviously, because has just limited resources based on what he has seen, where
Yes.
he is, and what he has recorded and everything. But I think if you connect to that soul path, that's where the universe and everything inside the universe is like connected to each other.
And that's what the AI cannot replace,
Is it? But you
So the AI, literally, they replicate the brain work inside human, and they understand how neuroplasticity is growing and created the new pathways. So a lot of people, when they think about how their manifestation doesn't work, it's because those neuroplasticity is the new one. It's called the baby one. They need times to grow and to connect with the other part in the brain until they form like a full new thought patterns. So it's like there's a lot of way to hack inside that as well,
like a life hack.
Brain hacks.
Brain hack.
I would say manifestation hacks.
Okay.
People said, "Oh, my vision board doesn't work. My affirmation doesn't work." I try to do a lot of like, song work, reaffirmations. I try a lot of way of make my visualization, but everything doesn't work. So it cannot work without your brain work inside. Have to be implemented every second of it. So one of the easiest way to understand is you have to become the new patterns, new thoughts patterns, override the old patterns. It's like you become the new version of yourself. And it's not just by fake it till you make it, but it's really about that you truly believe that you are this person, right?
But how can you do that? Because the world shoots out every day so much.
Lots of course, doubt, fear. So that vibrations low is fear or scared or sadness, anger, a lot of things, inside of our minds due to
Ego, right?
the habits that we already exposed over the years. So once you want to reprogram yourself like a computer data, you need to reset completely, right?
Oh.
So during the day, you see like thousands of thoughts like that. You need just to understand how you can turn it off or turn it on as you wish. Exactly that method, you're gonna manifest life at your choice, not by chance, not like by coincidence, or I just manifested that by luck or by chance at moment in my life. And a lot of successful people or the leaders of the world, they might do that by coincidence.
How they overcome obstacles and challenges when your mind is too strong, let's say.
So your mind is like a computer machines, right? The only time that it shut down is when you sleep.
Oh.
So that's why we have lots of methods. Like people can do journaling, meditation, chanting, mantras. Like lots of people in the church. Let's say the choir. They do those kind of like singing, make their brains vibrate in a very high frequency.
Because collective in a room all together,
and these sounds,
same energy.
Yes, and it's like pineal gland is like a third eye. It's like an energy central, the tiny particle in the brains, and
Is that here what you told me?
Yeah, it's like it's the tiny particle in the middle of the brain in the front one. It's inside, and it's like the shape is like a pine coins.
Do I activate it if I touch it like this?
So lots of people activate it and they feel crazy about the world, and everybody has that, right? But not everybody activated that. I know for in terms of science, it is there existing, but by myself, I'm not even activated myself, because eventually I used to think that just you have your mind, you have to have knowledge, and you do business, you do lots of things, you have more on the mind path than on the soul part. So what happens if people just think on the mind path and think the soul is something like, weird, meditation is weird, or like anything about spirituality is weird.
I would call them weirdos themselves.
I used to be that kind of person, because I think like, okay, I would prefer to have like a intelligent mind, a sharp mind, more than like a high spirituality development. So with neuroscience, it's explained me a different angle. Everything is science, and you have to have three of them: body, soul, and mind in alignment, not just one of them. And it doesn't work with just one of them. So no matter how intelligent you are, how smart you are, and you just become successful in that specific areas, let's say you're Shark Tank, whatever it is, you're like a successful entrepreneur, serial entrepreneurs, exit, multi-millionaires.
Are you talking about me? No.
Maybe.
Why did you laugh? Like,
Yeah,
in a
I mean,
foolish way?
this
I
is
was-
actually in every person's capabilities, right? So why the soul is important? Because the soul work and keep aligning you with your life purpose. And when you do, let's say everybody hit a cap. I was there, I thought that like, okay, if you're successful, you achieve this level of life, you achieve this, you achieve this, you achieve this, and you on the winning side, and you always think, okay, this cannot be stopping, you will be unstoppable, you will be higher and higher and higher. But it's not like that. Life doesn't work like that. God give you one message,
Okay, now I'm excited to know. So,
and then this is where we call you hit the ceiling. So when you hit the ceilings, everything collapses. Lots of people hit the ceilings when they are over 50 years old, and they cannot getting up again. Or depends on your timeline. The collapsing timelines, can happening every time along the way. So be prepared for that. This is why the soul work is important. It's always coming to your life. It makes you feel always truth to yourself, and every moment of your life you can't realize again.
how can I imagine? I mean, I know, but like, how can I imagine how this will function all the time? Be aware about what I say,
Highly
what I
awareness,
do.
yeah.
So can I not just skip it and go the part and skip the soul work? Just say, you know what?
Lots
Let's
of
skip
people, they
it.
go through life like that. So people wake up, they do things that
But
like
earlier or later they will.
they do societies tell them to do, right? They do what's supposed to be. Like you have to go to school, do being the best student, graduate, get married, have children, build a house, get a career, generate this and do this until you die. So it's already programmed to the end of your life. And this is the majority that people who control human, let's say, or nationals, they try to keep lots of the world, to be in that rat race, mediocrity, and keep running of that to the end of their life. So how only a few percentage of like 1% is awakening, like they do things that like true to their life purpose, like we call awakening soul. So these people are more aware about what is it in this life that they want to achieve, and they want to make impact, the purpose. Like you and me, we eventually, when we came to the relationship as even building a family, our vision aligned, our values aligned. And I think
You remember everything.
this is
I mean,
the
it's
greatest.
a pleasure to have you here now and having
Thanks for
this
having me.
conversation.
Thanks for
You're
having
very,
me.
very welcome. I mean, thanks for inviting me to be the host in this show.
No, thanks for inviting me to be the guest.
Oh, you're so grateful.
You know,
Okay, skip the flower work now. Let's come to the...
it's interesting because we have lots of late night talks, remember, in Edinburgh, and
Right.
we play chess to see who is the winner, who
I
have
wanted
to watch
get
this.
back to that. I wanted to ask, so do you remember on how our ways came together from complete different universe, belief systems, life, but so
It is.
like
It's madness.
in alignment together that we could build, like, I think the biggest empire we could build is now our three kids are part of the startups and life and businesses what we run.
And just two of us eventually in the end, right?
In the end, even though we have big, huge family all
Wow.
around the world, but we saw it more as a distraction. Ultimately, we see that we are very strong if we are hunting on together.
You know, Michelle Obama says in one of the interview,
Again?
Michelle Obama,
Okay.
so she says within her 30 years marriage with Barack Obama, if like 10 years, is like not as happy as the other 20 years, she would take that 10 years, would make like 30% of the marriage life, right?
Why?
Because it's like sometimes the energy of the person is higher, sometimes the energy is lower. It's not like on the marriage, always hand in hand, happily ever after, right? And in our marriage, let's say 6 years, and we have like 6 months. Let's say after the third baby was born, we have that first year, 6 months was very intensively because we don't know how to deal with the new reality.
Living in Canary Wharf, London.
And it was like a shock to both of us, right?
Yeah.
And we couldn't
3
cope
kids
with
was
the
too much,
pressure.
like, in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
moment.
So that was like, and if I would say 6 months of the 6 years, just like 10%. I just want to say if it's 10% of
Yeah.
these 6 years, it's like we have lots of pressures and arguments. I would take that as well. And I think it's already a jackpot for me because,
To have arguments.
yeah, it's normal. And it's like, I think every couple is going through the same things, but eventually we sit down, we talk, and we work it out. And especially our values are similar, the way that I see you dedicated to the children, same like you see me dedicated to the children 24/7, and to build them the life that we envision to have.
I mean, it's a great thing to say. Our kids are like house name, like models on global stage.
So that takes a lot of work from the
That's-
parents, right?
I seen like their images on the front store of Mother Care in completely different continent, until like with JD, Monsoon, Primark, that they are like exact those brands. When I grow up, I was looking up to it. My kids are now their models, which is like, I don't know whose achievement that is. I would give the credits to you, definitely.
No, the discipline was there for you, right?
But on how, because a lot of parents ask
It's
us, okay,
competitive
how
industry.
did who make it? And I cannot give the answers. If we are lucky, if this is like
I think the kids before they came to our life, right? Already the soul already selected their path. Like let's say you remember when we tried with William, it's so competitive in that industry, and Mackenzie was just like by coincidence, just by random pictures.
selected.
She was having the first contract on her first birthday. And what we are as parents right now what we can do for them is we be there for them, and we try to give them the knowledge and the skills. If you would ask me what I would do when I go back, like to be a kid, I would say I would learn everything. I would learn all the languages in the world. My dream, I always want to become the polyglot. Like I have to speak at least 7 languages to be in that group. And the kids, if they can't expose that, great. And also skills as well. The skill about, horse ridings, polo, tennis, golf, football,
singing,
then
dancing.
yeah, everything. Because skills and languages and these things, nobody can take away from them.
That's right.
Money and wealth and status.
Like with 6, our son has
Yeah,
the black belt
it's gone.
already.
It's
in
there. It's
Taekwondo.
come and go. These things in life come and go, and their values is there
I
forever.
think lots have to do with consistency, right?
Consistency, discipline as you train them, and we manifest in them. That the kids so planted with meditation work. They just quietly sitting and doing meditation with us, and I think this is because their soul is their experience, and they don't even like against that. So cooperative, even the little ones, Sophie, when she was sitting there, she just like holding hands, kissing hands, they do mantra.
In that age already. Sitting.
Very, very focused, and I'm so happy that is the way that they take it. Eventually, if I have one lesson to pass on to the children, that my life has been through, I've been there ups and downs through a life. And when you think that you are reached to the highest already, you cannot be going down anymore, then you will at some point, God will give you lessons, because we're all in this earth for experiences, for growing, for emerging and rise. Whoever can understand the lessons behind it, grow and rise back again like a phoenix. You shall rise.
Thank you very much for watching the video to the very end. with the Majesty of Soul. All what we do here in this channel is about empowering families to rewire, rise, and reign. Thank you for watching. Subscribe the channel if you enjoyed everything, and please comment. Tell us your part of your life.